University College Cork, situated on the tranquil banks of the River Lee, was originally established in 1845 as one of three Queen's Colleges in Cork, Galway and Belfast. The original site chosen for the university is believed to have had a connection with St Finbar, the patron saint of Cork, whose monastery and school of learning were close by. One of the most engaging features of the college campus is the beauty of its cultivated landscape and an intoxicating air of history all around. The majestic trees form a splendid setting for the Gothic Revival-style main quad buildings, modelled on a typical Oxford college by the renowned Cork architect of the mid-19th century, Sir Thomas Deane. The corridor holds a collection of Ogham stones, illustrating an early coded form of the Irish language. Can such an institution steeped in history and tradition incorporate leading world research and cutting-edge technology? To accommodate the College of Medicine and Health that is trebling in size to over 2,000 undergraduate students, UCC embarked on an ambitious €120 million capital building programme that included the Brookfield Health Sciences Complex, pharmacy building, a Phase 2 medical building and an academic research unit in obstetrics and gynecology to complement a major new obstetrics hospital within Cork University Hospital, the largest university teaching hospital in Ireland. In 2008, there were 8,786 births in Cork University Maternity Hospital, making it the third largest maternity unit in the country. The ANU Research Centre, accommodated on the top floor, is the first purpose-built integrated research and clinical centre in human molecular reproduction in Ireland. The Research Centre is the hub for Scope Study Ireland at UCC, screening for pregnancy endpoints. In 2007, Professor Louise Kenny was appointed as a Health Research Board Ireland Clinician Scientist. This 4-year award, €1.6 million, is underpinning the study, a prospective longitudinal case cohort of pregnancy outcome which will also contribute to the world's largest global pregnancy biobank.
The SCOPE study is a large international collaboration between about 7 or 8 centres now, and the main objective is to develop predictive tests for poor pregnancy outcome, specifically 3 very common disorders: pre-eclampsia, growth restriction and spontaneous preterm birth. We don't actually have any way of predicting in early pregnancy which women are at risk of those conditions, and that's the main aim of this study. I, like many people in the area, got a little frustrated at the pace of discovery in pregnancy-related research. If you think about how we've made progress in many areas of medicine, like cancer, HIV, various medical conditions, where we've really pushed back boundaries and made enormous progress in the latter half of the 20th century, the same can't be said for pregnancy. It's chronically underfunded and under-researched.
Pre-eclampsia is a severe high blood pressure condition developed during pregnancy, where the mother can develop kidney or liver problems, stroke and seizures. Each year, the number of maternal deaths from pre-eclampsia is equivalent to the loss of 170 jumbo jets of pregnant women. A quarter of the babies born to mothers with pre-eclampsia are growth restricted and a third are premature. Premature babies are 10 times less likely to survive. 2/3 of all premature births are caused by spontaneous premature labour. All 3 conditions can have lifelong consequences for the child. The child may have problems with brain development that can result in mild learning difficulties through to severe disabilities. Being born growth restricted predisposes the child to high blood pressure, heart attacks and diabetes as an adult.
On the SCOPE project, I think there are about 12 or 13 people. The group consists of a huge variety of people from very many different backgrounds, including research midwives, doctors who are undertaking research as either part of their training or because it's something that they really wish to do, postdoctoral scientists, including people who have an interest in epidemiology and even high-level mathematical modelling. So it's a very diverse group. The research methodologies are all focused on data collection and biobanking. So we We meet women at several points during their pregnancy and take very, very detailed demographic, medical, obstetric and personal history. And that's stored on a large database. So that's very much a data collection and database part of the study. They also give numerous biological samples at several time points, predominantly blood, from which we derive serum, plasma and DNA, and also some other biological samples including urine. And so at least half of the study resources are devoted to the processing and storage of those samples. Scope really is a platform for other studies. It's not enough just to have the information in a computer somewhere and the sample sitting in the freezer. The whole focus of the study is actually developing the test. So another chunk of my team are actually using a variety of metabolomic technologies, mass spec and high-level mathematical modelling to try and discover biomarkers of predictive significance within our biobank. While Scope Ireland is contributing 2,500–3,000 women to the global cohort is going to approach 10,000. And so the strength of the study, the power of the study is in the global cohort, and I think that's the aspect of it that I'm most proud of. We've used the global cohort to look at very simple things like the effect of smoking in pregnancy. It's long been known that smoking in pregnancy is bad for babies and causes growth restriction. But a paper that was published by some of my colleagues in Scope in the BMJ last year showed that actually if women stop smoking by the 15th week of pregnancy, the pregnancy will actually be unharmed. And that's very new, very practical data, which has actually altered my practice in the clinic. I think the thing that I take the most pride in is my own team. They've all largely come from very different backgrounds. Some have never been involved in research before. Many of them never knew each other before they arrived here in this unit, and they've bonded really well. They work as a team so efficiently. The study almost runs itself, and I'm really proud of all the different people who have acquired new skills and have gone on to learn things of their own initiative and really take control of the study.
Research midwife Mary O'Riordan has been with the study team since its initial stages.
Women come to us twice during their pregnancy. They have a first visit with us between 14 and 17 weeks, where we just do a history. We take a sample of urine and a sample of blood, and that interview takes about an hour and a half. And another day then we'd have second visits where we have a shorter history with them. We take a sample of blood and urine, and they have the anomaly scan. But you actually get chatting to them. So by the end of the hour and a half, like, they feel they know you and you feel you know them. You've kind of become a little friend really in the meantime. So questions come up kind of unrelated to the study that they've been asking us. There's great job satisfaction because I know that the women are happy when they're going home. Also, the information that's coming out in the study, we're getting fed back bits of information because the study started in New Zealand. They're already coming up with answers and new bits of research that have been not quite published but are being published, and being part of that is actually quite exciting to think, yeah, I had something to do with that. And meeting the scientists then that we have done from time to time, and they're coming up and giving us information on studies that have gone so far but haven't actually yet been published, and you kind of think, God, the fact that you're actually part of it is quite exciting. And to know that it's actually ongoing. Like, Scope is such a big study and with such a huge cohort, like from around the world, the amount of information is going to be ongoing. Even when I'm finished with Scope, I know I'm going to be reading about it in a few years' time. It's a great achievement to be a part of it.
Our ultimate goal is to have 3 or more robust, cheap, clinically useful predictive tests for pre-eclampsia, growth restriction and preterm birth. Those tests will without a doubt revolutionise antenatal care in the developed world, and if they're cheap and available in the developing world, will actually have a massive impact on maternal and neonatal morbidity and mortality. I think we are capable of achieving that. The time frame is uncertain, but I'd really hope with all my heart that we have something that's clinically useful and available in the marketplace, as it were, within the next 5 years.
I hope I never see you. Wipe them tears away from your eyes. I'm frozen to the ground, and I ain't making a sound, but I hope I'm wishing the earth would swallow me. I'm wishing the angels would carry me over to you.